American Promise is one of the leading contenders for the 2025 Kentucky Derby, boasting 55 points and a standout performance in the Virginia Derby. But his talent isn't just natural, it's deeply rooted in a powerhouse pedigree. Sired by Triple Crown champion Justify, who has already produced an Epsom Derby winner, American Promise carries elite bloodlines built for greatness. His dam, Tapella, brings the influence of legendary champions like Gulch and Conquistador Cielo, further strengthening his classic potential. This is the same family that produced the unforgettable 2001 Derby runner-up Invisible Ink, proving resilience runs in his veins. With Hall of Famer A.P. Indy appearing 3 times in his lineage, could American Promise be the next star to make history at Churchill Downs? Let's dive into it. Number 1, Justify's meteoric rise to Triple Crown glory was nothing short of extraordinary. Unlike previous champions who had the advantage of juvenile seasoning, Justify defied the infamous Apollo curse by winning the Kentucky Derby without ever racing it too. This unbeaten star burst onto the scene in February 2018, and within months, he had dominated all 3 jewels of the Triple Crown. His relentless drive on a sloppy Churchill Downs track, his gutsy Preakness triumph amid an intense pace battle, and his wire-to-wire victory in the Belmont Stakes cemented his name in racing history. As only the 2nd undefeated Triple Crown winner since Seattle Slew, Justify's impact extended beyond the track. His success as a stallion now places him among an elite group of Triple Crown winners who have sired a Derby victor. If American Promise adds his name to the illustrious Kentucky Derby honor roll, Justify will join the ranks of Gallant Fox, Count Fleet, and Seattle Slew as a Triple Crown winning sire who produced a Derby champion. Given the historical weight of such an achievement, all eyes are on American Promise to continue his sire's record-shattering legacy. At number 2, Justify has already proven his global influence in the breeding shed, joining an elite club of Kentucky Derby winners to sire an Epsom Derby victor. His son, City of Troy, triumphed in the 2024 Epsom Derby, following in the hoofprints of the legendary Northern Dancer, the only other Kentucky Derby winner to sire an Epsom Derby champion. Northern Dancer, whose male line legacy flows directly into Justify, left an indelible mark on both American and European racing, producing iconic Epsom victors such as Nijinsky II, The Minstrel, and Secreto. Now Justify stands poised to take his place alongside 5 elite sires who have produced winners of both the Kentucky Derby and Epsom Derby. The most recent to accomplish this rare feat was Nijinsky II in 1986, when he sired both Ferdinand Kentucky Derby and Shahrastani Epsom Derby. If American Promise captures the run for the roses, Justify would join this prestigious club, reaffirming his dominance as a stallion of international significance. A victory in Louisville would further establish Justify as a truly transcendent sire, proving that his influence extends across continents and racing's most revered classics. At number 3, American Promise's bloodlines are woven with some of the most powerful names in racing history. His 5-generation pedigree reveals multiple crosses of legendary sires, each leaving their stamp on his genetic makeup. Notably, the great Nijinsky II appears more than once, reinforcing a strong classic distance influence inherited from his grandsire, Northern Dancer. Alongside this, the prolific Mr. Prospector, a cornerstone of modern speed and stamina, adds another layer of elite class. The presence of Pulpit deepens the connection to A.P. Indy, whose name appears 3 times in American Promise's pedigree, underscoring a formidable blend of stamina and late-running power. However, a 5-cross pedigree only scratches the surface of American Promise's genetic strengths. When viewed in a broader generational scope, his lineage boasts repeated appearances of Northern Dancer and Mr. Prospector, 2 of the most influential stallions in history. This intricate web of bloodline repetition strengthens his foundation, positioning him as a colt with both speed and endurance, key attributes needed for Kentucky Derby glory. At number 4, American Promise isn't the only one in his immediate family who flirted with Derby dreams. His half-sister Hoosier Filly was once considered a serious contender for the 2023 Kentucky Derby. As the first foal out of Tapella, Hoosier Filly dazzled as a juvenile, romping in both the Rags to Riches Stakes and the Goldenrod G2 at Churchill Downs. Her dominant performances earned her such high regard that her connections entertained the possibility of taking on the boys, leading to her inclusion in a 2023 Kentucky Derby future wager pool. However, things things didn't go as planned. She struggled when stepping up against tougher competition, ultimately falling short of both the Derby and the Kentucky Oaks. While her early promise didn't translate into classic success, she has since shown flashes of her old brilliance, capturing minor stakes and finishing a close third in the Houston Ladies Classic G3. At number 5, Tapella, the dam of American Promise, had a brief yet intriguing racing career that hinted at her potential as a producer of champions. She broke her maiden impressively and followed up with another win at Belmont Park, excelling at a one-turn mile. Her biggest test came in the 2017 Cumley Stakes G3 at Aqueduct, where she stepped up in class and distance to face some of the best fillies in her division. Although she finished 4th, the race was significant because the dominant winner, Actress, would go on to become an important broodmare herself. Actress later foaled Millionaire Hit Show, a talented runner who finished 5th in the 2023 Kentucky Derby and is now preparing for a start in the prestigious Dubai World Cup G1. While Tapella may not have earned graded stakes glory on the track, her impact as a broodmare is already surpassing her own racing accomplishments. With American Promise on the Derby trail, she has a chance to cement her name alongside other elite producers who shaped racing history from the breeding shed. At number 6, American Promise boasts an undeniable genetic edge through his maternal grandsire, Tapit, one of the most influential sires of the modern era. A direct descendant of 1977 Triple Crown hero Seattle Slew, Tapit continued the legacy of AP Indy, his Belmont-winning sire, who also triumphed in the Breeders' Cup Classic G1. Tapit's impact has been staggering, producing 7 Breeders' Cup winners, including the undefeated Flightline, the 2022 Horse of the Year. He also holds the record for the most Belmont Stakes winners by a single stallion, with 4 champions to his name, including Essential Quality, a 2-time Eclipse Award winner. Despite his dominance in the Belmont, Tapit has yet to sire a Kentucky Derby winner, though his influence could still be felt in 2025 through his grandson, American Promise. Tapit's genetic reach extends beyond his own progeny. His sons, like Constitution and Frosted, are continuing his legacy, while his daughters have produced a new wave of stars. Notably, Tapit mares have foaled 2023 Belmont Stakes winner Arcangelo, 2023 Kentucky Oaks champion Pretty Mischievous, and 2023 Horse of the Year Cody's Wish. With American Promise carrying Tapit's blood into the Derby trail, there's a real chance that his name will be added to this illustrious list, proving that Tapit's influence isn't fading, it's evolving. Number 7. American Promise's impressive pedigree traces back to his grandam, Princess Arabella, a filly who dazzled in her brief but perfect career. She raced only 3 times, but left a lasting impression, winning all her starts by a combined 15 lengths. Her most dominant performance came in the 2012 Sunland Park Oaks, where she stormed to an 8-length victory. The runner-up that day was Glinda the Good, a name that would later gain significance. She went on to produce Good Magic, the champion 2-year-old of 2017 and sire of 2023 Kentucky Derby winner Mage. Despite her brilliance, Princess Arabella never had the chance to prove herself at the highest level. She was expected to be a leading contender for the Kentucky Oaks, but an injury cut her career short. We'll never know how good she could have been, but through American Promise, her influence is once again making its way toward Churchill Downs. Princess Arabella is by any given Saturday a talented runner from the highly competitive 2007 sophomore class. His defining moment came in the Haskell Invitational G1, where he surged past Hard Spun, left Curlin behind, and won by 4.5 lengths. This victory proved that his disappointing 8th-place finish in the Kentucky Derby was not a true reflection of his talent. A son of distorted humor, Any Given Saturday shared a similar pedigree pattern with Funny Side, the 2003 Kentucky Derby and Preakness champion. His top offspring include Hopportunity, a $4.7 million earner, and Mongolian Saturday, the 2015 Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint G1 winner. Princess Arabella's dam, Tortuga Lady, is a full sister to Invisible Ink, the 55-to-1 long shot who finished 2nd in the 2001 Kentucky Derby behind Monarchos. Invisible Ink's journey to Churchill Downs was nothing short of miraculous. As a young horse, he suffered a life-threatening illness, leading veterinarians to believe he wouldn't survive. In a last-ditch effort, his owner turned to an unlikely remedy, rancid buttermilk. Against all odds, Invisible Ink recovered, and later became the 2nd fastest runner in Derby history, finishing behind only Secretariat's 1 minute 59 seconds 2/5 record. Number 8. American Promise's maternal line Bloodline features Thunder Gulch, a 24-1 long shot who shocked the world in the 1995 Kentucky Derby. Despite winning the Remsen, Fountain of Youth, and Florida Derby, many dismissed him after a disappointing fourth in the Bluegrass Stakes. But under the masterful guidance of D. Wayne Lucas, Thunder Gulch stormed home to capture the roses at Churchill Downs. He nearly took the Triple Crown, finishing a close second in the Preakness, before rebounding with dominant victories in the Belmont Stakes and Travers Stakes. His success made him the Eclipse Award champion 3-year-old colt, and he later sired Hall of Famer Point Given, who won the Belmont and Travers by huge margins after a puzzling Derby loss. Thunder Gulch's daughters also produced top-tier talent, including 2014 Breeders' Cup Classic winner Bayern and 2015 Kentucky Oaks winner Lovely Maria. With Thunder Gulch in his lineage, American Promise carries the blood of a proven Derby champion. Number 9. Going even deeper into American Promise's pedigree, we find Conquistador Cielo, the 1982 Horse of the Year and 14-length winner of the Belmont Stakes. His Belmont triumph was remarkable on its own, but what made it legendary was what he did 5 days earlier. In an unprecedented move, his connections ran him against older horses in the prestigious Metropolitan Handicap G1, known as the Met Mile, just 5 days before the Belmont. Conquistador Cielo crushed the field in track record time, then wheeled back on short rest to dominate the Belmont by nearly double the margin. This feat would be impossible today, as modern race planning avoids such tight turnarounds. But in 1982, it cemented Conquistador Cielo as a Hall of Fame champion and one of the most versatile horses of his era. His influence is carried on through American Promise, adding another layer of classic stamina and speed to his pedigree. Number 10. Tracing the female line even further back, American Promise hails from the same family as Quadrangle, the 1964 Belmont Stakes winner. Quadrangle played spoiler to Northern Dancer's Triple Crown bid, finishing ahead of the Derby and Preakness winner in the Belmont. He also won the Wood Memorial, Dwyer, and Travers, proving his class over multiple distances. Quadrangle's lineage traces back to Bull Lee, one of the most influential American stallions, whose descendants shaped Calumet Farms' dominance in the mid-20th century. American Promise's family tree reads like a who's who of racing royalty, with Kentucky Derby winners, Belmont champions, and elite broodmares shaping his bloodlines. From Thunder Gulch's Derby triumph to Conquistador Cielo's Met Mile Belmont double, and even Hoosier Philly's early promise, this colt has the genetics to shine on the biggest stage. As he continues his path toward the 2025 Kentucky Derby, history suggests that American Promise is bred for greatness. Will he be the next champion to etch his name in racing lore? Only time will tell, but with this pedigree, the future looks bright. If you enjoyed this deep dive, like, comment, and subscribe for more racing insights.